Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the Women's Sydney Sevens final. New Zealand, they had a dominant win over the Irish in their semi-final. France also victorious, and now both sides make their way into this massive finals clash. Now, New Zealand starting lineup looking pretty strong. They've gone Sera Hirini, Sheree Kaka, Stacey Flula, also Tanika Willison, Tyler Nathan Wong, Georgia Miller, and Jasmine Felix Hotham. So they have decided once again to leave Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe out of the starting lineup. Don't worry about the scoreboard as well. It says that we're 5 minutes through. It's just confused. France, very, very hard side to beat when they're in form. They've got Akemba, Chloe Pell, Noel, Grezes, Yengo, Neeson, and also it is Jasson, the last lady, in their starting lineup. This game's going to be all about momentum, starting the match well, and trying to finish it even better. And do let me know your score predictions in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a lot of people going for New Zealand by the looks of it there. Rice said, let's go New Zealand, let's go Black Ferns, says Space Bar as well. Now, a big thing for the Black Ferns, though, is no Michaela Blythe. Unfortunately, hamstring injury means we are not going to get to see the speedster going down the wing, which could be a massive hit to the Kiwis. And also, but I don't know how to give it to you. Says Damanui for making a robot to do the commentary. And there as well. But that is the end of the New Zealand national anthem, which now means, ladies and gentlemen, we are here, gold medal final in Sydney. Last week, New Zealand were able to take out the gold in a tough final up against the USA. This week, it is going to be a big one up against France, who are a side that are known as a bit of the dark horse throughout the Sevens circuit, but it will be Finlay Brown, the Scottish referee, in charge of this one for his 63rd refereeing job in charge. New Zealand, they will have the kickoff going from right to left against this French side. Currently at Allianz Stadium, a little bit of rain falling, which does mean that the ball could be a little bit slippery out there for the two women's sides. Georgia Miller, she's been pretty good as of late. We'll be hoping to have a big performance here as well. I only watch the Black Ferns because they are pretty. Says it all. And they're also very good at rugby alongside that. And 30 for New Zealand, 12 to France is the score prediction from Sports Highlights. It will be Tyler Nathan Wong now to kick this one off for the Black Ferns. Kicked it up high. Waiting for this one to come down. France take it 30 metres out from their own line. Nicely taken by Grezet. Now going off Chloe Pell. A little bit of a rough pass. Goes in behind the number 9, Neeson, their captain. And that's the thing for France. They've got so many talented players that aren't just in the starting lineup, off the bench. When we see Grassano, she could be a game changer. Nice work from Felix Hotham to shut down France's attack once again. Currently, France won themselves on their own 22. Looking to go around the side of the breakdown. Here comes Grasset. Georgia Miller, though, straight over the ball. Looks like there could be an injury for one of the New Zealand players. Staying down a little bit longer there, Tyler Nathan Wong. So New Zealand might not go for the kick straight away here and instead decide to slow this one down. Go New Zealand, says Viniana. And also we have got that Let's Go New Zealand, says John. And 40 for New Zealand, says Spider Mick. New Zealand shouldn't need light enough talent in the Ferns, says Carl. Now Tamika Willison goes on the outside to Sera Hirini. Passes out wide now. Stacey Flula going to step, ball on the inside. Little bit of a looser offload than we're used to seeing from Stacey Flula, but they've still got this ball. Willison goes to Flula again. Looking to that top side of the field, dragged down by her ankles by Chloe Pell. Counter ruck from the French. Penalty goes the way of New Zealand with the hands down on the ground. They've taken the quick dab. Georgia Miller goes to Nathan Wong now. It's nice to see that she was not injured from that fall earlier on. Sheree Kaka with the fend. If she found the offload on the inside, it could have been money for the Black Ferns, but they do now have to try and attack again. Here comes Georgia Miller. Drawn pass to Willison. Straight through under the sticks. And the Kiwis will score themselves the try. And speaking of Kiwis, the Black Ferns, they are playing now. The All Black Sevens are actually warming up right behind them on this end of the field. And also we have got their Kiwi. If I can give it to you, it costs like 1 and 4K. So I'm probably better off just doing the commentary, aren't I? For those ones, of which team do you think will make the top 4 when the season ends, says Sport? Men or women? Sports Highlights. For the women, I think it's going to be New Zealand, Australia, France, and Ireland, I think is my pick. For those ones, I'm trying to think. Fiji, I think, will be right on the cusp, maybe about 5th. somewhere around there, but that is a successful conversion from Tyler Nathan Wong. So that now makes the score after 3 minutes. New Zealand sitting 7-0. And also, we have got Eat It France. Very sportsmanlike from you, Spacebar. Let's go, Black Ferns. Says Roikus. I just said about Georgia Miller, or in fact, sorry, Tanika Willison. I think they just said that her parents are from Timaru, just up the road. Now, Willison, going back across here. Felix Hotham, this ball in hand, plenty of pace. Sheree Kaka now steps. Ball on the inside to Willison, and that's going to open up again. Kimber, she's quick, but she's not quick enough. And Felix Hotham gets the second try of the match now for New Zealand. How about the men? I think for the men, top four will be New Zealand, South Africa, Fiji. And it's between probably Samoa, Argentina, and Australia for that final spot. But I haven't quite decided on that one yet. I'm very passionate about us Kiwis, says Basebar. And also we have got our girls are on fire. They certainly are starting this match extremely well. Felix Hotham running that second try in. And this should hopefully, with the men watching on, go, okay, so this is what it's like to score over tries early. We'll need to do that in our game up against the South Africans, which is exactly what they need. Because South Africa, we know that they can come back late in a game. So they do need to make sure they make the most of the early chances. And that's what the Black Ferns have done here. They haven't really had too many handling errors. They have one loose offload, but other than that, has been very good from the Ferns. And that brings up the 450th try in Sydney. That's going to be the knock-on from Stacey Flula, just as I say that they haven't had handling errors. The commentator's curse there. France considered taking that quickly with Jasson, but instead she will just leave it for Neeson. And they purposely left Blight out to make it fair for France, says Spacebar. And also that Georgia Miller is a real talent. She is, and she's only 18 years of age, so she's got a very bright future for the New Zealand Sevens circuit. I can't wait for the World Cup this year. I genuinely think there are 4 possible winners going to be good, says Jack Lewis. And this is a one-sided game, says Botomic. It is at the moment, yes. It's a little bit more one-sided than they would have liked. But the ball's going to be fed in. Of course, 2 tries for the Kiwis. They could always get back into this one. France, if they score quickly. Georgia Miller hanging on to that ball. It's become a rolling maul, but it's not really rolling. It's more of a walking maul towards the touchline. And that is brilliantly done from New Zealand. They weren't able to commit there, and New Zealand brilliantly done stopping the rolling maul of the French, and now they will have themselves the line out. I think it will be 33-5, and then there are 11% of alluded people who voted said they thought France would win. The thing is, though, Spain beat New Zealand in the men's game. Everyone said that would be impossible, but they won. Sevens is an unpredictable game. You never know what's going to happen until the final whistle blows. We saw Tonga almost beat Argentina in the last match. Argentina are defending champs of the men's circuit, and they now finish about 9th on the leg. Now, Stacey Flula for the Kiwis. Willison, loose ball. Felix Hotham has to try and pick it up. She's shut down by Okimba. Sheree Kaka now picks it up, offloading to Willison. New Zealand have gone from being 15 metres out from the French line to being about 45 metres out from their own line. So currently they've lost 50, almost 60 metres. They're going to go back for the advantage. Originally, go New Zealand, says Ollie there. And Black Ferns, you beauties, all talented, says Soraya there. Or Soraya? I think I said it better earlier, didn't I? And yeah, true, Hamish and Sevens, it's anyone's game, says Space Bar. Yeah, you're a lot more likely to see an upset in a Sevens matchup than you are to see an upset in a Union matchup, per se. That's because you got a little bit longer, and normally if a team starts badly in Union, they come back later on, whereas in Sevens, if you start badly, you're always pretty much trying to get back into that contest from the get-go. They're showing the French side there, all watching on. They weren't quite able to get themselves the podium finish, but they did finish 4th in the men's side of the draw. Tyler Nathan Wong, brilliant driving tackle there, getting her backwards. Now Willison goes to Serahirani, off to Felix Hotham now, and she's going to be charging forward. She's going through, and it's another try for New Zealand. Very nicely done. If our women and men, when I cry for real, says Space Bar, and Aussie be sad, both teams out in the quarters, says Carl. Felix Hotham, she scores her 5th try in the Sydney Sevens as the men's New Zealand team. In the final, they will be going head-to-head up against the South Africans. And go, ladies, I meet you in real life, I would cry, no joke, says Tamanui there. Lucky for you, I hardly leave my house, so you're all right. It's going to be a nice try for Felix Hotham. Scores it between the sticks. Second of the match. He's looking for the hat trick in the final. France 10, New Zealand 26 is King T's prediction there. At the moment, France are going to need an absolutely mammoth second half because the score now 21-0 for New Zealand. Going into halftime, a very clinical first half from the Black Ferns. And France are going to have to find something massive to be able to come back into this one. And Papashango has their New Zealand flags there. No 33-5. Same here, Hamish, I only leave for work and find weed. Says Spacebar. Of course, you're talking about like weeds in your garden, aren't you, Spacebar? Nothing else. And also, let's go Kiwi, says Spacebar. And is there still people who think the French women are going to win? Says John. I mean, at this point, now that they're 21-0 down, you could probably say it's pretty safe to think that they won't be winning. But it just makes me go back to that Commonwealth Games game. Commonwealth Games match, easier way of putting it, where I believe it was Great Britain. They were up 19-0 against New Zealand, and everyone went in the bag. Too easy. New Zealand came back and won that game 21 points to 19 after a very strong second half. Oh, yes, sure. Oh yes, got to make sure the garden is clean. And do Sevens have position or just play anywhere? They have a little bit of positioning. So in terms of, you'll notice the same players always staying relatively close out on the wing. You've got those bigger forwards. Whereas, so Sita Hineni in Union, she plays a forward position. She's a loose forward. So in Seven, she is also one of the forwards. Flula, she's out on the wing. Michaela Blyde, also a winger. Then they've also got normally the halfback who will go to most of the breakdowns. I think Georgia Miller might get picked up by the Black Ferns 15. Could be an option in the future. I'm not too sure where she plays in Union. I believe she's somewhere in that back line, maybe centres, if I'm not wrong there. And can we meet up in town one day, Hamish? Says Ollie. I mean, there's not really much in my town, to be fair. Like, there's a town. That's it. Fun times. Is Blyde injured? She is. Sadly, Michaela Blyde, she won't be taking part in this one. Hamstring injury. So hopefully it's nothing too serious for her. And she will be back for the next leg, which is actually going to be up in LA and Canada. The two next legs coming up. Felix Hotham going through for the hat trick. No, she's going to have to stop. She's not quite going to have the pace that she needed to run 70 meters there. Georgia Miller now goes back across. Nathan Wong goes to Miller again. She was under pressure, but now just striding up the middle of the field. She almost looks like she's just jogging, trying to dodge Okemba, but finds the offload up to Willison. And it's another try for the Black Ferns, this time number 99, able to score it. Do you think Seven Speedster in a lineup could win? Without forwards, Seven Speedster backs. That's the thing, though. Normally, breakdowns are very important in Sevens. And we've actually seen that in the past. An example, Samoa, in a game, they had about maybe 10% possession because they just didn't commit to all of the breakdowns type thing. So I think Seven Speedsters, if they've got the ball, they'll be effective. But if they don't have the ball, I think it would be tough business trying to get it back unless the opposition are making mistakes. Great commentary, Amish. Looking forward to the second half. Black Ferns just great. And the Kiwi lads meet up / piss up. And the men's match will be harder. Our girls are just too good. My opinion, says John. And last year I said it was my birthday. And no one in the chat said happy birthday. Says Tamanui in there as well. So if it was your birthday last year, are you saying that it's now that same day that's now your birthday? Or was it a different day during the year? Tamanui. And also, we were good. There you go, New Zealand. Yes, says Reed. And also, we were good. Happy birthday for the last year. Tamanui. And game over, says Damien. Does seem like they've got a very good chance of going on now. 4 tries ahead is just a few too many. Definitely with the fact that New Zealand have been able to convert every single chance. Now, ball available again for the French. Here comes Jasson. Good low tackle made by Felix Hotham. I don't believe New Zealand have used too many of their subs yet either, which means they'll be relatively fresh near the end. Just pull the lane. And in fact, no, I do see they might have just unleashed them because I see a few new names. Teresa Fitzpatrick also out there, and now also Woodman Whitcliffe has made her way out there as well. Now a bit of a counter ruck there. Jasson going across, loose ball, bouncing awkwardly for France. They've been able to clean it up now, and it will be Neeson. Does have that one, pops it up to Okemba with the nice bend. Another offload. France looking for a miracle pass here that gets them through a gap. It is Now Okimba again. Thought about the offload to Jasson, sorry. But doesn't find it. Chloe Powell round the side. Poldy Lane takes her down. In fact, that was almost like a UFC-style takedown, that one. She's been slammed on her back. A little bit slower getting up. Okimba inside ball. And this must be frustrating for the French. Just waiting to get through this New Zealand defence that are rushing up and stopping you from making meters. Woodman-Whitcliffe there. And that breakdown. Okimba now one-on-one. Here comes Grizier. Grizier, I believe it is, sorry. Slight mispronunciation there. Counter ruck from Hirani doesn't work out. Okimba now. Standing start. Not what you want to see. Poldy Lane driven backwards. Commentators just said that France look like they've run out of ideas of how to get through. Chloe Powell look for the offload, and it's a knock on. And great score, says Double the Mod. And there. And also we have got there, I hope our girls New Zealand win from here. They're only 28 points in front, says John. And also now I think it would be 42-0. I'm just being sarcastic. There are some very silly people out there. There's John. Just like the ones who said New Zealand couldn't come back against Great Britain. In fact, I wonder what the biggest comeback is in a Sevens game. Surely it's in the 30s, though. Like, you concede a whole heap of points and then you just keep on firing and end up winning a contest. Not saying that's going to happen in this one. Calm your farm, John, but just in general. And this is the final, ladies and gentlemen. And look at our Black Ferns destroying, says Spacebar. And go France, says Marquez. Hopefully I've said that correctly. It's impossible for France to win, says Marquez. And there as well now. Poldy Lane goes across to Teresa Fitzpatrick. Felix Hotham. She's running straight sideways. Normally you're told to run it straight, but that's worked effectively because she's passed it off to Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe, who has now gone through, scored another try for the Kiwis, and that now moves them up to 33 points to 0 ahead. That is a massive scoreline. Tyler just quietly, as well, says Nuzzy Williams. And also we have got here as well, David from Spacebar. Felix Hotham, straight across to Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe. She had a bit of a fumble of it at the start, Woodman, but then managed to regather. Does score the try for New Zealand. I'm not sure what that celebration means, but I know she's done it a lot. I think the Australian girls are our biggest challenge, but the Aussie girls aren't playing well at the moment, says John. And also we have got there, would you rather have $30 million or 30 million royal friends? Royal or loyal friends? I think you mean loyal friends, maybe, rather than royal. I don't know if there are 30 million royals around. And keep on, ooh, that was a nice one. Yeah, they keep on making like documentaries and getting outed, don't they? And there's less of them every day. Right, scrum feed now. Stacey Flula not happy with the referee for that decision. He's got a smile on his face, though. A woman is a go to rugby. Loyal, I believe that is once again. I feel like the thing is, 30 million loyal friends, that's a lot of people. So having 30 million people that are loyal to you, I feel like that's a good thing to an extent, but I feel like having 3 loyal friends, a lot better than having 30 million. Of course, the $30 million. Yeah, I'll probably take the money, to be honest, and just keep the normal friend group that I've got at the moment. They all seem loyal enough. Been around since high school. Now, ball in the hands of France. 90 seconds left. Will we see a French try here, ladies and gentlemen? That ball's out the back. Teresa Fitzpatrick. And another question is kind of, will we have 2 tries for New Zealand, perhaps brilliantly stolen by France, and they do end up getting themselves the penalty? Why is it so one-sided? Are France playing with 4 missing players? Says Jack Lewis. It just seems like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's the French side that we knew from the Olympics. You know, you look at what they were able to do. They do not have Siofani, though, which is a player that they haven't had for a long time that I wish they did have. Now, $30 million for one loyal friend, it means more than 1 billion friends, says Spacebar there. I'll take the 30 million and leave the country. Take my missus, but see your kids, says John. Going down the short side. Oh, they're going backwards again. Lutos not breaking through New Zealand's defence. And this is a testament to how much New Zealand have been working on that defensive line. 30 mil, friends give you $2. Now 60 mil, says Carl. True. That's actually, you're a marketing genius, Carl, aren't you? But how do you get 30 million people to give you $2? I feel like that's a lot of admin. You're going to have to hire like an accountant. Even then, you'd probably still make a profit of 29, 29.9-ish, depending on how much you pay your accountant. Now 1 second left, New Zealand. I'd like to think they'd go for one last attack here rather than just kicking this ball into touch, although it looks like they're dropping a little bit further back. They don't want to risk injuries here for the Black Ferns. Ball goes in, back into the pocket. They're going to attack one more time. Fitzpatrick, France able to take it back, and now they will get one last attack. It's backfired for the Black Ferns. They didn't quite think about that option of France possibly being able to get rid of their 0 points on the board. Another great tackle. Back again. Paste the... Oh, it's backward stuff set, so it is going to be play on. And now breaking through. France with a chance. Hirani tries to catch a big shot from Woodman. The ball's come free. Poldy Lane gets it, but the penalty goes the way of France. And at this point, they don't need to continue playing, but it seems like the Black Ferns, they still want one last try, although it might cost them here, as France going to be going out wide. Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe makes another tackle. Now off to the left-hand side. Here for the French. They've said they want to keep the clean sheet on the board. Continuing with the attack now. Uthos again looks for the offload. That time it is going to be a knock-on. Hirni tries to kick it into touch. The ball rolls out and the Black Ferns are Sydney Sevens champions. They have gone back-to-back, the Kiwis, and they're on quite an impressive winning streak at the moment, as they do hope to continue it into the Northern Hemisphere. But I do thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be back for the men's final, which is coming up just around the corner between New Zealand and South Africa. Thank you all very much for tuning in. 35-0, the end score in this contest. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 22,000 subscribers, so be sure to hit that button. And thank you all very much for tuning in. I hope you have enjoyed the coverage of the women's side of the sevens that we've done. We've now got the men's final in about 8 minutes' time. But thank you all very much for tuning in. I will see you all for the next one.